Before the rejection of adulthood by Fiddler and the crushing lo-fi riffs of Ty Segall, garage punk was forming counterculture and rejecting the mainstream for decades, with its rigid sound and combative lyrics. But what started the movement that still runs strong today? In 1965, the Sonics released their debut album, Here Are the Sonics. With its then cutting-edge use of fuzz and tremolo and distorted vocals, the album marked the first time garage rock became recognizable from the current scope of mainstream rock and roll. With the Sonics setting the stage and a counterculture ready to pop, the garage rock sound soon found its way to the Stooges and MC5, who heavily influenced the next generation of rock and roll.
Nazi punks off, take 3.
By the time the punk movement hit in the mid-70s, the lo-fi garage influence had already been imbued within the movement. With mainstream punk acts like the Ramones and Sex Pistols heavily borrowing from garage rock, the two genres became more and more muddled until the late 80s, when proto-grunge bands like Soundgarden and Nirvana stripped the genre back even further, regressing it into uniqueness. The garage punk sound remained an alternative to punk and fairly out of the spotlight until the early 90s, when the breakout success of Nirvana's Nevermind rocketed the DIY sound back into the mainstream and popularized grunge. After Kurt Cobain's untimely death and subsequent death of the flagship grunge band, the movement quickly died out in favor of skate punk, nu metal, and alt-rock acts, sending garage punk into obscurity for the rest of the 90s. In the early 2000s, however, the Strokes ushered in a new age of garage renaissance. The subsequent and extreme success of the White Stripes, Black Lips, and the Black Keys ushered in a golden age of garage music.